It's been raining. Rookie mistake. I mean, I don't know what's going on there. Oh, perfect choice of mug. Delicious. First green lane of the day. It's all been a bit of a disaster. Look at the rainbow. Good morning everyone. So I'm going camping for the first time in the G-Wagon. I'm super excited. I need to try and find all my camping stuff, which tends to live in my military trailer. I can't take the military trailer with me this time because I've not got the NATO hook and I've not got the military bumpers on the back of the G-Wagon. That's a project coming down the line, but I need to find everything I can. I need to find a way of stuffing it in the back of the car. I've already had a little play around boxes in my fridge and stuff, and it's not going to fit as perfectly as it did in my Defender. However, it's only going to be a short trip. This is only just a little local one, a couple of hours down the road. So I'm not too worried. I'll find a way, but let's get stuck in. So here's the military trailer I was telling you about, and here's all the kit. This is actually brand new. I've never used this. This is an ARB double swag stretcher, so I'll be using that for the first time on this trip. Let's pull that out the way. Next, a lot of you are going to be saying, what on earth is that? This is my outhouse swag, an enormous tent bag for the tiniest tent you've ever seen. I'll show you that later on in the video. Anyway, I've got to check what I've got in here and then pack it into the G-Wagon and see how we get on. Right, now I've got all the bits out the trailer that I needed. I can show you a little sneak preview. These are the official military bumpers, which will go, apparently, because this is from a G350D professional part number, this will bolt straight onto a G500. But that's another project coming down the line. The only thing I haven't figured out with this system, so it's bumper here, NATO hitch goes in the middle, and another bumper on the other side. Only thing I haven't figured out is where I'm going to put the number plate. So I may block the reverse light here with the number plate and then just put some little reverse lights underneath on each side. We will see. Now then, no one shows you these parts of their G, do they? So this is the under rear seat compartment. Just thought I'd stick a few essentials in there. Yeah, pretty cool. Right, well, I think I'm there. So it's not ideal. I don't like this there, to be honest. However, when I go abroad and that, probably won't take that. Look, we managed to move it off of the fridge, so now I can still get into that fine. Most of this is just the bag, so there's actually a ton of room down there and then underneath there. And yeah, it's all right. I just wanted to do a test fit without folding down the seats to see if I can get it all in. Sort of can, sort of works. Needs refining, but it's a good start. On the way down to Dorset in the G-Wagon, we're fully loaded up with the wife and the dog. I think by the time we arrive it'll probably be too dark to film the camp setup, so I'll probably just have to show you all that in the morning, but we'll do some miles and see you in the morning. Good morning everybody. So it's been raining relentlessly in the night. However, it did sleep pretty well. There's just quite a lot of noise and a lot of wind, although we are dry. I've got the swag under the tarp. So setup's all okay, just a little bit of a disrupted sleep. It made the made our little doggy pretty scared, but other than that, not much to report. I'm gonna have to check up on the G-Wagon and see if it's leaking anywhere, see if the sunroof leaks, and see if the wiper spindles are leaking, see if I have any nasty surprises when I open the door. Let me show you around. There's the G. Everything's a bit wet, but a lovely campsite though, to be fair. I've got my chair completely full of water. Bad move. Rookie mistake. And this is the situation inside. We've got like a rogue foot poking out in that corner somewhere. I've also got this little doggy who, I mean, I don't know what's going on there. We did get his bed ready, but he slept in it for about 5 minutes, and the rest of the time he's been crawling around everywhere. But he got a bit frightened in the night because of the loud wind noises, but he's done okay for the first time. Poor little guy. Dragged out from the comfort of his house to the wild. Apparently these things came from wolves, but you can't really see that, can you? You a wolf? Little look in the car, see if we've got any water ingress. That looks pretty dry to me, pretty happy with that. No drips on the cubby box. Another common place is water in the footwell, but all dry, happy days. Sometimes I forget that it's not a Land Rover. So we got out of bed, the rain hasn't really stopped, so I've set up an additional tarp and I can show you the setup, and we've got some breakfast on the go. So I've got the double tarp, swag on the swag stretcher, and then in here, bring on the bacon. Oh, excellent. Then now I can show you my mad coffee contraption. This is my power box that I made. So if I just flick this over to the other side, power up the inverter, and then I've got this little cute electric Bialetti. Now I'm sure a lot of you are saying, why don't you make it on the stove with the bacon? The fact is, I don't care. You've got to make all these pointless, unnecessary toys, haven't you? Probably do it outside because I'm going to make a mess. Nice level load of freshly ground coffee there. Pop that on. And then we just wait for the magic to happen. Oh, help if you plug it in, wouldn't it? Happy days. And naturally, I have the perfect choice of mug. Look at it go. Delicious. And the best thing about that is I can do it when I'm anywhere, even under the sea on the Eurotunnel. Okay then, first green lane of the day. There's Corfe Castle. Just made it through these gates. Ugh, this one's a bit battered. Okay, shut. Ooh, G-Wagon off-road. Let's go. Shame about the weather. Does he need a poo? Here we are then. I just needed to take the dog for a little toilet break. But what a spectacular view you've got of Corfe Castle here. The old G looks fantastic off-road. There you are with the old castle in the background. This is literally like 100 metres up from where those gates were. Don't know if it'll get, it might even get even better, to be honest. Let's wait and see. If the weather was better, we could take the drone up, but I'm not taking it out in this. We headed further up the track in the wind and the rain, passed through a gate, and then the track began to narrow. We made a decision to turn back due to the scratching brambles on the paintwork. Unfortunately, due to the fluster we were in, given the situation, we didn't actually record any of the disaster that unfolded up following this. However, it became safer to just turn back and go somewhere else. We decided to go to the local beach, given that we were down by the coast. The weather wasn't any better, but it would give the dog the chance to go to the beach for the first time, and my wife, being a sea lover, would get her fix. This was the gate where it started to go downhill. No. Hey. We arrived at Swanage Beach, hoping things would brighten up a little bit. However, the wind and the rain meant we didn't stay for long. The dog enjoyed his time though, and got to experience the sea for the first time. It doesn't care. As the afternoon drew in, Giorgio's face pretty much summed up how we're all feeling. A little bit disappointed and a bit deflated, as the weather had been relentless wind, rain and gales. The only thing left was to sit in a pub and hope the storm would pass sooner rather than later. Good morning everyone. So it's all been a bit of a disaster. Yesterday when we went up that green lane, we further up, there's another gate and it got super tight and super scratchy, and I don't want to scratch this car yet, so we had to back out of that. And then we thought, oh, we'll join it further up because I know it runs along a ridgeline of a hill, and we got to the top of the ridgeline of the hill and it was so foggy and rainy you literally couldn't see anything. So we just abandoned that whole idea altogether. Now after that little disaster, the weather turned and got so bad, we went to the beach to have a look at the sea, and that was pretty miserable as well. We came back, went to the pub for dinner, and then we ended up going back to the camp. And the storm that hit last night, we were facing 60-mile-an-hour winds, and at one point we had to jump in the car because we thought the trees in this campsite were going to go over. And the wind noise just meant we had so much broken sleep that we've decided we're going to call it a day. So the winds aren't due to drop at all tonight either. So we're going to go to a cafe this morning, warm up, go to the beach because it is actually sunny, and have a look at the sea again. It's not going to be pleasant because it is freezing cold and windy. But other than that, we're just going to head home. So sorry about that anticlimax of the trip, guys, but that's the reality of camping in the UK winter. You may or may not be able to see the wife and the dog over there in the distance. She is not happy. And obviously there's El Dremo. Yeah, nice campsite this. I'll probably put the name of it in the description because it is lovely. It's a bit better now, sun shining, but the wind is still pretty crazy. What are you up to, mister? So we'll see how we get on today. If we go to the beach and we've got time to do a trail at the end, I'm sure the wife won't mind if we have a look, if the weather's as clear as it is today. But other than that, we're just going to pack up and go home, unfortunately. After we parked in the beach car park, we kept getting mobbed by tourists. Eventually, we finally managed to get down to the beach. So we just made it down to South Beach. The sun's actually shining, and for some reason in this little cove, in this little bay, we're actually away from the wind. So if you look at the water, it's pretty flat compared to how it has been. You can see all the swell further out. But all in all, finally a break from the gusts we've been suffering from the last 2 days. Hello everyone, welcome back. We finished up the trip, we've packed everything away. It was way too windy to camp another night and we really want to enjoy the rest of the weekend. So we found one last green lane with these spectacular views we're going to tackle now. The sun's just starting to dip, so the light's all lovely, and hopefully it will just finish off the trip on a high. rainbow?
Yeah.
You will be on the computer. Look at this chap holding onto the grab handle. Oh, left or right? Which way is less scratchy? We are back from the trip now then. So we ended up coming back a day early, which has never happened to me before. I've never been defeated by the weather camping. And to be fair, it wasn't the rainstorms that did it. It was actually just the wind, and we could have really done with a proper night's sleep to finish off the weekend. And although the wind wasn't too much of a problem, it was just the noise it was creating. So the swag that I was sleeping in was absolutely fine, but just the noise of everything flapping around. And it was also, we were pretty scared at one point that the trees were going to come down above us. So on one of the evenings, we did actually spend an hour in the back of the car while the peak of the storm blew through. Yeah, an interesting weekend to say the least. It didn't go to plan, not how we wanted it, but it was a good test of the car, the first time with the dog as well. Time to get unpacking, and I think I'm going away with the boys in a couple of weeks, so we'll get that one done as well. The poor old G looking a bit sorry for itself. Messy pup. Definitely looks better with a bit of dirt on it, and you definitely get some looks when you're driving it around with some dirt on rather than being a pavement princess. Anyway, I've got to unpack now and I'll catch up with you after. So there you have it then, guys. Got the car emptied out, got a few bits to put away, but that rounds off the trip, I think. I've got no idea how this video is going to come out, as I've never recorded any camping or like a storyline before. So let me know in the comments what you think, subscribe if you like it, and I'll see you in the next one.